workouts that work, eats that satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. Video concerning how to get into ketosis a little bit quicker. That's the theme for this month. Me and my wife are doing a keto Facebook challenge for the month of August. What I want to discuss today specifically is intermittent fasting. Okay? Intermittent fasting means you are fasting intermittently. So you're not fasting for the rest of your life. You're not fasting for 2 weeks. You are intermittently fasting. So sometimes you're in a fasted state, sometimes you're in a fed state. People who typically intermittent fast will fast for 24 to 48 hours, typically no longer than 48 hours, and then resume eating again. I personally follow the 18-6 protocol, which means that I fast for 18 hours a day and eat for 6 hours a day. So I will fast from 9 p.m. one night until 3 p.m. the next day, and then I eat from 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. Now, I've gained muscle mass doing this, I've dropped body fat, and I've gained body fat and muscle mass at the same time doing this. So you can practically do whatever you want to do. Lose weight, gain weight, or maintain weight. Gain fat or gain muscle, depending all on what you eat while you are in the fed state. How I started intermittent fasting. I heard about intermittent fasting from a dear friend of mine who told me to look into it when I was doing P90X originally, about day 45 in. And I started reading everything and it just didn't make sense. It was skipping breakfast. I had had breakfast every single day of my life, okay? My mother made me breakfast every single day until I started college. And every single day it was a different breakfast. I would go to bed at night thinking about what food awaited me the next morning, okay? The only staple that stayed the same was café con leche every single day. And when I left my mom's home, I still ate breakfast. I ate breakfast every single day of my life until 4 years ago when I started intermittent fasting, okay? And the reason I started intermittent fasting, even though everything that I had been taught in school and everything that we had read in the books told us that breakfast was the most important part of the day, was because I said, hey, I need to change something. I had already started P90X. I had lost 15 pounds in 45 days, but on my way to my 80-pound weight loss journey, I wanted to be really aggressive, and I said, let me try this. Let me experiment with this. And guess what? It changed my life forever. How does intermittent fasting get you into ketosis quicker? Well, if ketosis is all about burning the glycogen, the sugar storage in our body, specifically in our liver, okay, you know that we eat almost every 3 hours. Why do we eat every 3 hours? Because our liver's glycogen depletes about every 3 hours and we start getting hangry. Our brain says, hey, go get some more of that sugar that we're addicted to. So if you go eat, and let's say that you're following a low-carb, high-fat diet or ketosis or ketogenic diet, and you do go eat every 3 hours, well, your glycogen stores aren't going to get refilled that much because remember, you're mainly eating fat. But because you're eating, you're increasing your insulin level. Insulin is the hormone that tells our body to store energy. So even when you eat, okay, fat and protein, even though it's a minimal insulin spike, there's still some insulin released, okay? And so if we were not to eat at all, let's say that our liver glycogen storage depletes, and it's been 3 hours since we last ate, and we're going to go snack, but we say, you know what, we're not going to snack. Then our body has to truly tap in to whatever other storage it has for energy, and that is what? The stored fat that we store as energy. So if eating less carbs gets us into ketosis quicker, not eating at all will get us into ketosis that much quicker. So how do you start intermittent fasting? I want everybody in this group to attempt this. And how can we do this without being fearful? Well, here's what you do. You go to bed the night before, you eat just like normal, and the next day, instead of eating breakfast, which is breaking your fast, because when you're sleeping, it counts as time spent fasting. So before you break that fast, you try to say, you know what, I typically eat at 7 a.m. Today I'm going to try 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. But you have a little snack, be it some berries, a handful of nuts, some salami, whatever the case may be, some cheese. You have something, especially if you're following a low-carb, high-fat diet, you have something that you can eat when you feel like you can go no longer because you're that hungry or you're that moody. So then, first day, instead of at 7 a.m., you ate at 8 a.m. and you write that down. The next day, you try to go to 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. You get the point until one day you go to lunch. A lot of people are going to find that a 12-hour fast isn't that hard because if you ate your last dinner at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m., all you got to do is not eat until 7 a.m. the next morning, right? And so then you can go on further. I typically follow the 18-6. 18 hours fasted, 16 hours fed. But when I started, I did like a 14-hour fast. So I would stop eating dinner or eating food like around 10 p.m. the night before, and then I would eat again at noon the next day. And I found that really easy, so I did 1 p.m. and then I did 2 p.m. And typically now what works for me is I stop eating at 9 p.m. and I eat again at 3 p.m. the next day. And guess what? If I know I'm going out to a restaurant I love, I'll fast from dinner to dinner. So dinner the night before, I don't eat anything until we go out, or if Jacqueline makes something I really like and I know I'm going to pig out on, I don't eat until dinner time the next day. I'll do that typically once or twice a week. But on a daily basis, I am not eating from 9 p.m. the night before until 3 p.m. the next day. And I will wake up in the morning and work out, and I work out fasted, and guess what? I work out for an hour to an hour and a half, and I stop working out around 7 a.m. in the morning, and I don't eat until 3 p.m., which means I've been able to gain muscle even though I'm not eating right after the workout, which a lot of people out there say, hey, gotta eat right. You have a 1 hour window after you work out. The body doesn't work like that. As long as you give your body the nutrients it needs, it's going to remember what it has to do with it. Okay? So I stop working out at 7 a.m. in the morning. My body says, hey, give me the fuel I need to rebuild these muscles, to restore these glycogen stores in your muscles. Okay? But I tell the body, nope. My body doesn't shut down. It says, hey, what's the deal? We still need energy. Where are we going to get the energy from? The fat's in his body. The thing is, when you enter a fasted state, you're not burning a couple of 100% more fat. You're burning like 1,000% more fat. Okay? Especially when you hit that 12-hour mark. And then at 18 or 24, it sort of tailors off to about 36 hours. But guess what? Your body doesn't start eating its muscle. Because think about it this way. If we were cavemen walking the earth and we just had a great kill, right? We're going to have to find food again. Let's say that we haven't found food in 2 or 3 days. Is our body going to shut us down? No. As a matter of fact, a lot of studies out there show that when we start burning fat as fuel, oxidizing fat to create ketones for our brain focus becomes that much sharper. And when you're intermittent fasting, your body releases growth hormones, which allows you to perform at peak, which makes sense because if we were going without food for a couple of days, we would need the energy to find it and the intelligence to be able to track it. So I sound a little bit upset. I'm not upset at all. This is just stuff that if you think about it, it sort of makes sense. And I've been living this way for 4 years. And I've been able, like I said, to gain lean muscle mass, to drop fat, and to gain fat and lean muscle mass whenever I needed to, simply by eating more. So I want everybody to attempt this intermittent fasting. Like I said, have a little snack ready. Do it in the morning because sleeping counts. Even if you work out in the morning, I don't care. Don't think about it. It's sort of scary, but it's not. Nothing will happen to you. Leave it all on the floor like you typically do. You got your snack ready. You typically eat at 8 a.m. You know what? Today I'm going to try to go to 10 a.m. And then you try to go to 1 p.m. if you can. Okay? Do what works for you. And if you're able to mix intermittent fasting with a low-carb, high-fat diet, you are going to get into ketosis that much quicker. That's it for now. This is Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com. Let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. Like, subscribe, and share this channel if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate it. The website again is x-, that's the symbol, not the word, gains.com. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Peace.